So the reason why you don't see my face today is because I'm in graduate school, I do research in a scientific field, and I don't want to give anyone any reason to exclude me from positions that I've earned. It's very demanding what I do, and like so many people, what they do is it takes a lot out of them. I was having a hard time, you know. One of the ways I deal with stress and stuff is get a tattoo. It makes me feel better. So I've had to do different things each year to manage and cope with the stress that I experience. Every year it's something different. I reached out to Russ to start a project with him. I explained to him, you know, in very specific detail, like why I was there. And he pretty much immediately was like, well, for technical reasons, that's not probably the best type of tattoo for that area anyways. I guess there was a part of me that was totally willing to hear what he had to say and to really consider something of that magnitude, because by the time I left, I had showed up with the idea to do this small piece and left with an entire sketch of my back. But because it was him, because I had followed his work for all of the years that he's been tattooing almost, you know, and that I was ready, you know, somewhere inside I was like, look, if you're willing to do this and I'm here and the time is right, like getting to take something on that was that big and that I knew would really be very transformative in a lot of ways. I was excited to think about the potential of what could come out of it. There are times in life when like things are hard and you don't know what's gonna happen, and we suffer, you know, life is suffering, and signing up for a tattoo of this size means I'm signing up for a lot of suffering. And the fact that I can survive that voluntary suffering gives me the strength to know that when the suffering isn't voluntary, I'll be okay then too. There's a tremendous amount of trust that has to exist between me and the artist. So my tattoo was designed using Tattoo Smart and also a 3D modeling software. On the spot, we're able to change her face. We were able to manipulate her position, this lighting source, her arm positions, and really change a lot in the composition from that. And I was able to see that a lot. And you can't just do that, I guess, like, you know, without the use of this media. The symbolism of the image itself, the meaning of what is physically tattooed on me, has definitely evolved since we began. You know, in the beginning, it didn't really matter so much as what it physically looked like versus the experience. It is a beautiful piece of a statue of a goddess, and she is done in a style that is very Greco-Roman, a very classical style. It's an aesthetic that I love and that I know Russ loves. And she's also completely adorned in the ornamental scroll work that Russ is known for. And it is in a way that flatters me. The colors that we chose, I interpret them as like fire. So it's got a little bit of this like phoenix-like illusion to it, that she's a beautiful woman who's been through a lot of shit. And that's how he introduced her to me the day that we put this tattoo on my body. And that's how I introduce her to everybody else when they ask. I'm the only a lot of things in my family. And so when at work, I'm definitely by far, again, only tattooed person there. When this gets revealed to people in my life, the reaction is unpredictable. I've had some really interesting reactions to it. Some people think it's gorgeous and are overwhelmed by its beauty and its magnitude. Some people are kind of taken back by it. They're like, oh wow, like that's a lot, and they don't really know what to say. Some people completely ignore it. This piece became alive, you know, it literally gets fleshed out. We start to see more detail, pieces get added, we change and amended things. And almost immediately, I started to feel better about myself. I'm definitely not alone in like having a fucked up body image and like feeling like, oh, I should be this way, like I'm too short, you know, I'm like, whatever it is that I can't change about myself. But this was something I could change. You know, this was some kind of like power that I could take, you know, and be like, okay, well, I was born with this, you know, but I got to decide and choose what I did to it, you know? And so I make the best decision that I could have possibly made. And now, and even right away, I started to get like so much more confidence than I ever had. Everything that I do has a consequence, good or bad, positive or negative. And that happens directly as a result of my decisions. And I have to accept that and take responsibility for that. And this tattoo has been a physical manifestation of that decision. There's no going back once I made this decision. And that's scary, It's going to endure, it is not going to leave. I cannot laser it away, you're really, really alive if you do something every day that terrifies you. I don't ever want to be the same. I want to be better, I want to be different. That has been exactly what I need in my life. I need to learn how to just let the shit go, because I'll take it with me, I will worry, I will stress, I have terrible anxiety, I'm constantly afraid about what's the future gonna hold? Everything is uncertain, I don't know what's gonna happen. What I've learned from the experiences is that you can let it go. It's gonna be okay. And no matter what, I can survive it. That's the crux of my entire experience has been, okay, letting go, letting go of what I thought the tattoo should be. That's the most obvious, letting go of the relinquishing my skin, and how that was going to remain with me forever. It's taken a year to get this tattoo. I've sat for over 100 hours in the making of this piece, and it means the world to me. And I want to look back on my life, and every opportunity that I've had, I want to be able to take it, Given the emotional cost, the time, the pain, the money, the letting the fuck go, absolutely, I would do it again. And maybe someone will invent some technology where I can do that.